Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Treasure Theory, and I know what you're thinking. Jordan, it's time to change up the hat. You're right, I only have like a couple of hats. Maybe it's time to get a Treasure Theory exclusive hat on the go soon. Let me know in the comments if you even care about that. But we're back in my little favorite corner of my office. I actually have two favorite corners. Maybe we'll go there in a few videos down the road, but that's besides the point. Guys, today I wanted to talk about a specific type of card in the One Piece card game that no one is really talking about. Now, this card isn't really going to be focused on the game itself. It is going to be focused on collectability and potential investment as well. Now, obviously, most of the time we're talking about it, we are referring to this sort of stuff anyways, because, I mean, that's what we're here for. You know, Treasure Theory is all about collectibles, about investing, and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not really seeing anyone in the community talk about this type of card, and we're going to get right into it, guys. But before we get into all that, guys, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be super awesome. And can I also just thank you all for the love and support? You guys leave so many comments. You're always telling me that you appreciate what we do here, and I love hearing about all the hits you're getting and stuff like that. And guys, we're almost at 5,000 subscribers now, which has been phenomenal, guys. Are we one of the fastest growing One Piece channels or card channels on YouTube? I don't know. But hey, super awesome. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and supporting. And without any further ado, let's get into it. So naturally, I like to put my money where my mouth is when I talk about being a One Piece card investor, and I just recently got 3 new cards. Now, these aren't relevant to what I want to tell you because I just wanted to show these off, but I'm talking about the 3rd year anniversary winter cards that just came out, and I just happened to get my hands on them. Not quite sure how they're going to look from the camera right now, but I'll probably do a nice close-up. But I just thought I'd show them real quick because they're super awesome, and honestly, I do recommend grabbing them if you are thinking about collecting and investing because, guys, anniversary stamped cards do seem to do very well, at least from what we can see with other stamped cards, and I mean, these are just gorgeous cards. And also, I believe the creator of Black Clover did the art for these cards as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is another fantastic thing to consider when it comes to collectability and all that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd give you that little nugget before we get into the main event. So now let's get into the main event. So what card am I talking about? Well, guys, you know, when it comes to the One Piece TCG, there is so many different types of cards that you can collect that definitely may hold its value in the long term. We're talking the manga cards, we're talking treasure cup cards, serialized cards, gold stamped winter cards, stamped cards in general. I mean, there's just a huge variety of different things. You know, SPs and all that sort of stuff, the wanted poster cards. We now have God packs, we now have red back manga cards. I mean, like, the card game keeps expanding. But there's one type of card that no one is talking about that I personally think is a fantastic thing to consider. And perhaps you may consider doing this as well with some of your cards to raise the bar on its collectability. Let me open up my fancy little suitcase here and pull out the card I'm talking about. Where are you? Ah, here we are. All right, guys, I have the card in my hand. Are you ready for this? So the type of cards that I think people should be talking more about and should be considering are signed autograph One Piece cards. So guys, in my hand, I hold a signed card from Leah Clark, who was the original voice of Koby in the One Piece anime. For the English dub, of course. And this was the 2023 online participation card. So, a couple of really interesting things going on here. First of all, this card alone I have not really come across very often, so it was kind of interesting to see that somebody was selling this online. Second of all, it's autographed by the actual voice actor. Now granted, it is voiced by the original Koby when he was young in the series, and it isn't signed by the Koby that we know and love now. But regardless, you know, it has some sort of collectible value. Now, I'm not exactly here to tell you how I think this card specifically is the best example of what I want to talk to you about. But I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I paid decently for this, and I wanted to wait for it to show up in the mail before I made this video. So there you go. But I want you to take this idea and think about it for a second. You know, we see this sort of thing across many different card games. We're talking hockey. We're talking just sports cards in general. I don't really think we see it in Pokemon or Magic a whole lot. But the point is, the idea of signed autographed cards is a monumental aspect for collectibles. And I mean, like, let's not play around here. Imagine the value of these cards going up, up, up if we not only had, say, a manga card here, like we've got the Buggy card, but imagine getting the English or Japanese voice actor to sign a manga Buggy card. I mean, would that not increase the collectability and its value tenfold? I don't know. But this is something I'm really not seeing talked about very much. Yes, One Piece has got a lot of crazy collectible cards, and sure, some people could argue that, hey, once somebody autographs a card, it's kind of ruined. But guys, listen, for the collectors out there, for the people who are so serious about investing real money in this sort of stuff, and I implore you to, again, look at sports cards. People go crazy over this sort of stuff. Why can't it happen in the One Piece TCG? Like, seriously, imagine. Get a Gear 5 Luffy manga card, already worth a ton of money. Get it signed by Colleen Clickenbeard, or signed by Mayumi Tanaka, who's the Japanese voice actress. Guys, think about it! How crazy would it be? You're holding a piece of history there. Or a Zoro manga, signed by Christopher Sabat or Kazuka Nakai. I'm sorry if I'm saying these names wrong, but my point still stands. It would make it an incredible thing to see, and I have yet to see anyone do this. Now, obviously, there are people who worry that this is just one way to destroy a card, right? Destroy its value. But I'm telling you guys, this is something I'm not seeing enough in the One Piece TCG. There could be significant value increases going on if we saw certain manga cards being signed by their creator, or by the voice actor, sorry. Or if I even dare say, Oda himself sign one of these cards. And listen, and look, we already know that Luffy card that's signed by Oda, or got that gold stamp Oda. We see the value in that alone. So guys, just imagine the trickling effect of getting the voice actors, the voice actresses from the Japanese, the English. And I really believe this is some kind of blind spot going in the One Piece TCG right now where people are just not understanding this. And, listen, it's not hard to imagine that people just go to anime conventions and get their cards signed, which, by the way, I think is a super awesome idea. I totally am going to probably do it down the road. But I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, if any of you happen to get the chance to do this, I really do think it's going to have a positive impact on the price of your card. I mean, I will admit, when I bought this, I thought it was some kind of weird graded card. It's not. I will give the person props. They definitely tricked me there with this, but the card is real, and the signature, from what I can gather, is real because it was from an anime convention. But guys, seriously, I do think this is some kind of missed thing going on here that could really, really extend the value of your cards. And I mean, I've gone on eBay looking for other autographed cards, and there's a couple here and there, but, people are autographing, like, crappy cards, which I think is a huge missed opportunity. Listen, get the voice actor to sign the fucking best version of the card you got. If you're a collector, why wouldn't you do that? I think that'd be the best thing. Don't waste it on a common card or whatever. Like, do it on a card it's just gonna look great on, okay? I'm seriously imploring you to do that. I think it would be a really cool opportunity, and it may in fact make it a one-on-one. I mean, listen, there's so many different versions of every card out there. I mean, there's so many Luffy cards, there's so many Zoro cards, there's so many Sanji cards. You know where I'm going with this. Use some of the best cards to get them signed. I really do think it would be an incredible opportunity to not only meet the people who voice these characters we love, but to have them sign a card that already is valuable. I do think this is the next big thing in the One Piece TCG. Of course, for collectors, I guess investors as well, but I do think, just in terms of value, I do think this is something that is going to hold significant value in the long run. All right, so real quick, we're on eBay, guys, and I thought we'd just take a look at a couple of cards here. So as you can see, we have got a PSA Gem Mint 10 Luffy card that was signed by Erica Schrodinger. I hope I'm saying that right. She was the original voice of Luffy for the 4Kids dub, which is pretty interesting choice to get this signed. But hey, listen, it's relevant, right? She was the voice of Luffy at one point, so it is funny to see that. And just kind of scrolling down here, we can see a couple of other cards have been signed. Chris Sabat, who is also the voice of Vegeta, if you didn't know. And I like that they actually got a picture of them doing it here. Actually, I totally advocate showing that off. Like, let's take a look. Yeah, you can tell it's the card. But yeah, he's the voice himself, autographing the Zoro Juro card. Now, guys, I mean, the card's cool and all, but like this is just a rare. I mean, imagine this getting signed like an alt art or something. I mean, that would make it way better looking. And as we keep going down, we can see we've got an Eric Vale signed Sanji card. I mean, that's super awesome. This is going for $120 US. These are definitely a little pricey, but hey, they're super nice. One signed by Crocodile himself, John Swayze. Wow. And we've got another not great card to be used. Like, seriously, guys, use some really high-end cards for this. This would make this way better. But still, it is relevant enough. It is still signed by the voice actor. Now, from what I can see, there's not too many, but we do have a couple here signed. And look, we got one signed by the voice actor of Jinbei. And again, we've just got a crappy card being used for this. I really don't like it. We got a Robin card here signed by Stephanie Young. I mean, I Want to Live. I mean, that's great. Still, crappy card. So, there you have it, guys. There are signed cards all over eBay. The point I'm trying to make is that these cards are cool and all, but this is definitely a better example. Having like an alt art card used is a way better way to get these signed. But there you have it, guys. Those are some autograph cards. But anyways, with that all being said, guys, that is basically my little selling pitch for you on this idea. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. I really do think this is going to be a really big play in the next couple of years. But perhaps I'm wrong. You be the judge. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. A video should pop up on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.